What's up, and welcome to Me, You, and Switch 2. I am me, Tom Tate, and you are you. So let's talk about Switch 2. This is the latest and greatest Nintendo Switch 2 news, brought to you every Tuesday and Friday in snackable 5 to 10 minute episodes. Today happens to be Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. It is June 23rd. It is 8:10 a.m. on the East Coast. This is episode 111. I hope that you had a great week. Much love and shout out to all the dads out there, any dads who are listening, really anyone who's listening, because I'm sure you have or have had a dad in your life at some point. We had Father's Day here in the U.S. on Sunday. I had a chance to go visit my dad. We hung out with the family, just some good old backyard barbecue type stuff. Always grateful to have that opportunity. It was a relaxing weekend. We've also been enjoying the World Cup too. I don't know if anyone's been watching that. My son is a soccer player, so he's been staying up later than usual to watch some of the later games. Been a lot of fun just to catch some of those. And on the gaming front, I'm like 5 hours into the Adventures of Elliot's, and I did a quick review roundup last episode. So if you listen to that, you kind of have an idea of what to expect, and I had an idea of what to expect going into it. I'm feeling kind of similar to what I shared in that episode. Every gameplay session that I've had has been incredibly enjoyable. This is a very enjoyable gaming experience. It's a great Zelda-like, but it's just missing that spark or that extra edge to make it a Game of the Year contender for me, or a game that like I have to recommend to everyone as a must play. But if you like 2D top-down Zeldas, this will probably feel at home for you. I'm definitely feeling it, and I'm looking forward to just playing through the whole thing. I don't feel like I need to jump from it. So despite the banter, I think we are actually going to keep this one short and sweet. There's not a lot of news to cover from over the weekend. Some of these headlines are actually from last week. We just ran out of time in the last episode. Gamescom in Germany is coming up in August, and it's a pretty big show. Nintendo will be there. Capcom is going to be there, and they announced which titles will be playable at the show. So Street Fighter 6, Onimusha, Way of the Sword, Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen, and Mega Man Dual Override should all be playable at Gamescom from Capcom. Mega Man is kind of exciting because we didn't see it at all during Summer Game Fest, and I thought that we would. I thought that it would pop up in one of the presentations, but nothing. So all of these games that I mentioned are relevant to Switch 2 because they all will have or have been released on Switch 2. Street Fighter 6 already out. We do have a price and release date for Shinobi Art of Vengeance on Switch 2. It'll release on September 24th. I know a lot of people who enjoyed this game last summer on other platforms. It's been out on Xbox and PlayStation and Steam. This will be $29.99. This was part of like Sega's resurgence of a bunch of their old IP. So, you know, the crazy taxi announcement that we got at Summer Game Fest is part of that too. My Hero Academia All's Justice is coming to Switch 2 on September 4th, 2026. This is a Bandai Namco 3D fighting game. It is also already out on other platforms like PlayStation and Xbox and Steam, but that will arrive in September. Out of Worlds is a mandatory co-op game. We've seen a lot of these recently. It was announced for Switch 2, I think earlier this year, and other platforms as well. It's similar to Split Fiction and It Takes Two, and I think the upcoming game Orbitals, which has been getting a lot of airtime from Nintendo, I think Orbitals is mandatory co-op. It's definitely co-op, but I don't know that it's mandatory. The art style for Out of Worlds is very cool. It's like a stop motion type thing. It's not coming out until 2027, but last week or this week, I did stumble upon a pretty cool, interesting preview article over on IGN by Casey DeFreitas. So I'll link to that if anyone wants to check it out. Again, not really news, but I did appreciate this preview, and it's getting me excited for a game that feels unique. And then finally, Ollie Reynolds from Nintendo Life has a review up for Devil May Cry 5. The TLDR from Ollie is if you've never experienced DMC5 before, however, you're in for a treat. This is one of the best action games out there and the finest DMC entry so far. His joys: sublime action gameplay, excellent well-paced narrative. Virgil is a great bonus character, smooth 60 frames per second performance. Intro video is good for onboarding newcomers. Sorry, there was a typo here. Tripped me up. Cons. V is undeniably the weakest protagonist. Some graphical drawbacks and legendary Dark Knight mode is absent. He gave this one an 8 out of 10. And again, this is a 2019 Capcom game, but it just released on Switch 2 today for $29.99 at like the early adopter price, and it'll go up to $30 or $40, I think, in a couple weeks. So I think that's it for today. In non-Nintendo news, the Steam Machine details launched this week. It is Valve's, fully configured gaming PC. It's not really a console, but it looks like one. It's meant to be in your living room. The 512 gigabytes model with no controller is $1,049 US. Valve has reported that the Steam Machine contains 6 times the horsepower of the Steam Deck, but I've read a lot of different opinions on where it'll sit performance-wise next to like the base PS5 or the PS5 Pro or the Xbox Series X. And it's definitely below the PS5 Pro, which you can get obviously for under $1,049. So I think the verdict is still out. I really love SteamOS. I have a Steam Deck. I think it's amazing. It is very unfortunate that this is so expensive. That is entirely due to the surging component costs that have been impacting the whole industry. But I would have loved to have bought one of these. Not very affordable for me right now. But I think Valve is a good company where if they're able to source the parts in a year or two cheaper, they will release this cheaper. I do feel that way. They did drop the price of the Steam Deck and put it on sale a couple times. But that said, in a year or two, the performance of this might not be able to handle the current games. So it might be a moot point anyways. But I'll keep an eye on this Steam Machine personally. I hope that you have a great week. I'll be back on Friday. I bet we start to get Starfox reviews either today or tomorrow. We'll take a look at how reviewers are enjoying that game. I'm sure that'll be all of Friday's episode, because that game releases on Thursday. I'll be uploading some new Patreon audio that I just recorded today as well. This is a new segment, a monthly segment where I share my reactions to games that I've been playing. This one will include some mini reviews for Mixtape, Mina the Hollower, and Crystallis, and you can check that out at patreon.com/switch2pod. You can head on over to switch2pod.com for all the things, subscribe links to social media, stuff like that. I want to thank you as always for your time and your attention. A kind rating or review helps me continue to grow the show. I've kind of flatlined on Apple Podcast reviews. So if you're feeling good this week, you can drop a quick rating or comment. You don't even have to write anything. Quick star rating is really helpful. It'll make my week. I'll be happy to share it on the show. Of course, sharing the show with a family member, friend, subreddit, Discord server, wherever you hang out with other gamers actually goes even further. Word of mouth is incredibly powerful. So if you don't love the show, feel free to tell me. If you do love the show, feel free to tell everyone. I'll talk to you on Friday. Until then, much love. Now go play some games.